Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister. So you've written into us about some difficulties that you're facing with your sister's husband who seems to be flirting with your brother's wife, and about how you're going to deal with this and do you or how do you tell your sister? And you're worried about how this is going to impact on your family, and how it might impact on your ability to be close. So I guess the first thing I'd say is really about being aware of how actually sometimes people's behavior can come across in a certain way and we can interpret it in certain ways, but it's not actually the way that they intend it. So for example, it might be that his behavior is coming across like he is flirting, but perhaps he's actually not. This is just the way it is. It's just that he's just this kind of personable character, and this is the way it comes across, and this is the way that he interacts with others. Maybe it's not just like this towards your brother's wife. Maybe he's like this with everybody. So I guess just not to judge people's behavior based on what you believe their intentions are, because perhaps that's not it. Maybe his intentions aren't that bad at all. However, it's also a reason why and highlights why free mixing is not okay Islamically, and how this can lead to misunderstandings and difficulties between people. And of course, difficulties like this between family is even more difficult, let's say, than anybody else outside the family. So, of course, avoiding this kind of free mixing avoids any potential misinterpretation. So my advice here would really be about ensuring that the way you engage together as a family is in line with how it should be Islamically. So I guess when you're meeting as a family, make sure there are gender segregations where possible. And I understand that up until now, perhaps the way you have been interacting it maybe is in a more mixed fashion that allows such interactions to occur. So it might be kind of moving away from what you have been used to as a family. So it might be quite awkward to do this. So the important thing is trying to make it as natural as possible. So you might do this by, if there's something that the sisters are particularly interested in that you're aware of, maybe it's some kind of clothing, maybe it's some kind of cooking or something that you want to discuss that shouldn't be said in the ears of the brothers or so on. Something to kind of naturally draw the sisters together, that needs to be away from the brothers, so allows for this natural divide between the brothers and sisters, allowing for this segregation between genders to occur without it being too awkward. Because I understand that if this is not the way that you have been doing it until now, then this could be really difficult. So I guess just to try to make it as natural as possible. Maybe it might be something that happens over time, actually, as opposed to doing it, the next time you meet, it must be separated, but kind of making a more natural divide between the two. And in preparation for this, ensure that there are two kind of separate areas set out that would allow for the genders to be sitting separately away from one another and comfortably as well, so that there's not one gender sitting uncomfortably in a hallway or something. Just ensure that there are two spaces where the brothers and sisters can go away from each other, and allow for comfortable segregation, as well as allowing it to take part as naturally as possible as well. So that would be my main advice, I guess, on how to stop this from happening whilst ensuring good relations between the two. So that is, first of all, trying to understand that people's intentions might not be as we seem, but also trying to forge segregations between the genders in family gatherings. So may Allah reward you for maybe noticing that there could be a potential problem here and being in a position to stop it before it turns into something else, but also whilst maintaining family ties as well, because this is also very important. So may Allah reward you for this, and may He make it easy for you, and may He bring you contentness and happiness between your family members.